World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is World News in 5 and I'm your host, Steph Vicente. United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the United States has no issue with Iran's soccer team ahead of next week's World Cup kickoff, but that Iranian officials and delegation members will be closely monitored. Speaking during a congressional hearing, the CNN reports, Secretary Rubio said the U.S. welcomes athletes and support staff, but warned that individuals with alleged non-sporting ties, including links to Iran's Revolutionary Guard, would be scrutinized. He noted that the Iranian team has chosen to base its training camp in Mexico rather than the United States. The team is expected to play group stage matches in Los Angeles and Seattle despite the relocation of its training site. Secretary Rubio also outlined stricter visa procedures for fans, saying entry will require proof of a purchased game ticket along with standard vetting. He added that U.S. officials are coordinating daily with FIFA to manage security and logistics for the tournament. Secretary Rubio said the administration is confident in the screening process as preparations continue for the global event. In other news overseas, the Trump administration announced new sanctions targeting Iran's largest cryptocurrency exchange as part of its ongoing pressure campaign against Tehran. The measures come as diplomatic efforts continue but have so far failed to produce an agreement to end the U.S. war with Iran. These sanctions specifically target Nobitex, along with its CEO, 3 co-founders, and 3 additional Iranian crypto platforms. The U.S. Treasury Department accused Nobitex of helping facilitate payments linked to terrorism financing, sanctions evasion, and transactions tied to Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Officials also alleged the exchange assisted Iran's central bank in moving hundreds of millions of dollars in digital assets to support the country's struggling currency and bypass international restrictions. The department further said the platform helped move funds abroad during U.S. military operations in Iran to protect regime-linked wealth despite internet disruptions. Separately, cybersecurity reports note that Nobitex previously suffered a major breach last year in which hackers stole around $90 million in cryptocurrency. And finally, Israel carried out continued strikes in southern Lebanon on Tuesday but held off on targeting Beirut following a partial ceasefire agreement with Hezbollah, the Iran-backed armed group. The BBC reports Lebanese officials said the deal, announced by United States President Donald Trump, includes a mutual understanding that Israel will not strike the capital if Hezbollah refrains from attacks on Israeli territory. The announcement came as Iran warned that Israeli military actions in Lebanon could disrupt broader negotiations aimed at ending its war with the U.S. Despite the ceasefire claims, Israel reported intercepting projectiles fired into northern Israel, while Hezbollah said it had launched attacks on Israeli forces in the south. In southern Lebanon, authorities said Israeli airstrikes the previous day killed 4 people and injured more than 120 others. Witnesses described widespread destruction, with buildings reduced to rubble and streets left littered with debris and damaged vehicles. Local officials and hospital administrators condemned the strikes, saying there was no military presence in the area and warning that civilians and medical workers continue to bear the brunt of the escalating conflict. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.